You know, I could only get away with this when my wife's not home. Putting car parts on the dining room table. Anyways, hey, I got a mat here, so we're keeping some cleanliness going on. Anyways, regarding the Porsche 996, one of the common issues is the front two radiator cooling fans failing on either the low speed or usually it's the low speed or both speeds they can fail where the fan will completely not kick on. What a lot of on Renlist and other Porsche sites with the 996, what a lot of people opt out to do, which is the easier route, is to change the resistor, which controls the speeds on the fans. And if you price this resistor out on Pelican Parts or other Porsche part sites, you'll see that it's about $80 to $100 to buy this resistor. And basically, they sell you a replacement resistor with the three wires, and you're supposed to cut the wires on the existing fan and splice it in with solder and shrink wrap tape, or keeping it whatever you use. I would not recommend black electrical tape, but I'm really not recommending you go that route because this fan is similar. This was the left radiator cooling fan, the driver's side, and this fan, like I said, this was probably failing even before 99,000 miles. About when I changed it, about 100,000 miles. And the thing is it's very hard to turn. It's like you can feel it's bound up. It's got these fans have like brass bearings and they're packed with like a lubricant, like a grease on the like a brass bearing on each side, and it just feels like grit and dirt, and the fan's very hard to turn. You should be able to the ones that I replaced it with the replacements, you could really turn real easy. This is really bound up, and both fans were like that. So I really don't recommend it. Like I said, it's the easier way of doing it because you could just reach in there with the front car on ramps, and this is mounted to the brackets on each side, these metal L-shaped brackets, and you can pull it out, cut it, and replace it. So I get it's an easier DIY job to get the fans going, but I'm willing to bet there's a lot of cars, as these fans age, even 60, 70,000 miles, even above, these fans are ready to go. So yes, the problem is it's, a lot of people don't want to do the full job because you have to, take the wheels off, replace, remove the liners, the front liners, do some remove the bracket, which can be a little bit of a pain, but trust me, it's the best way to go because you do not want your 911 996 to overheat. Definitely, you don't want any Porsche or any car to overheat. But and when you turn on, the way you can tell your fans aren't working, you can jump them. There's a procedure if you look it up on Renlist. There's you could take the relays off and you can jump the two terminals. One's for low and one's for high. That's why this resistor has three wires. It has a ground and two speed wires. So it's low and high. So I imagine when you turn I'm trying to think, when you turn your AC on in the summer or whenever you turn it on, it turns the fans on automatically like every other car out there. So I can't remember if it turns on the high speed or low speed function because it's just like your home AC condenser that sits outside where you turn your AC on and you hear the fan running outside. Well, because it's pulling air through the condenser, coils and pulling heat off. It's like a heat exchanger. So I think that's low. And so, but then when you're like sitting through a drive-through for an extended time, waiting for your burger or whatever you order, and the car starts to overheat, even with the AC not on, I think that kicks on first the low speed stage. I'll have to look that up. I can't remember if it's what kicks on low or high. Obviously, when it gets hotter, it kicks on the high speed function to pull the air through quicker to when the thermos, the coolant temperature hits a certain temperature. But like I said, do yourself a favor. Don't go that route with these fans because yes, I mean, you're restoring back your function, but I can tell you this fan is just, you can feel it's so bound up. And when I put the new ones in, they just spun so easy. It's like night and day. So these fans wear out. They're constantly in use. And what you'll find is usually your low speed is common for it to go out. But in my case, the passenger side, which I think that I can't remember for sure, but the passenger side would go on high speed when I jumped it, when I removed the relays. but the driver's side wouldn't go on low or high. So you need to check those. And one way, like I said, you could check those is to start your car, turn on your AC, and then get underneath. You'll have to almost put it on a small, the ramps on the front. And when you look underneath, you'll see openings on each side, and that's where it pulls, the fans pull the air through the condenser and radiator. So if you don't hear those come on when you turn your AC on, that's your first sign you're having problems. Other signs is when you're sitting at a drive-through or sitting idle like in traffic, your gauge starts to rise. Now, obviously, your first stage is your low, and then your high is for your maximum when the car gets really hot. So, the danger zone is when the fan is totally bound up or this resistor fails in both modes. Of course, that's not good. So, especially in the summer when it gets hot. So, my tip for Porsche 996 owners is to, 99 through 2004. It probably pertains to the 997 as well. I don't know if they had the same issues. Maybe they revised the fans or whatever. But these fans were failing for a lot of owners, even like at 50, 60,000 miles, they would catch it. Usually by seeing the temperature gauge rising at idle, standing still, because when you're standing still, you're not pulling air through the radiator. So just my tip, do the complete fan, prevent your 996, 911 from overheating, especially, during the hot climate. It'll save you tons and tons of money in the long run. Okay, thanks.